after this, the price definitely got to go up. Yeah. What you expect? Told you I wanted.
All right, so welcome back. This is part 4, I think, if I'm doing correct math. If not, it's Friday and I'm not on work, so I don't have to do that. But this is Trey versus Luka. So this is a really interesting one because these two players, regardless of what they feel about each other, are always going to be tied thanks to that draft day trade that swapped the 2 picks between the Hawks and the Mavericks. And so this will be an interesting one for Nadir for sure as a Hawks fan. Like I said, I don't really know where I fit in. I mean, to me, Trey definitely is in that Steph Curry mode for sure. The Hawks team is a very young one, and I'm really interested to see if they keep everything together, where they're going to go. Luka has been just tearing everything apart. There's been a lot of slander for European players literally for as long as I can remember. And for him, he's definitely – I mean, I know Dirk has come in and done his shit, but he's definitely come in and just breaking it from the beginning to just be like, yo, I'm here and I'm doing shit. And I really like both players. So, like, I'll be straight up and say I don't know where I really side on this. I mean, I'll let you two talk and see if, like, I get pulled to one side or the other if you feel differently, that is. But, yeah, I don't know. I like both guys. I think in their ways they're good for the league. I think Luka obviously, seems to have more national appeal at the moment. But, again, paying attention to the Hawks and just their young core and what they got going on, I definitely see where – he can continue to take his game to another level, and especially being in the East where, anybody has a chance if they put it together to make the playoffs. Who knows what he could do? So I'll leave it to you guys and see what you guys think about that.
So I know this is Nadir's boy and all that. I get it. He's a savior of his city. I get it. But let me just make something very clear. At the end of his career, Luka Doncic would be the best white man to ever play basketball. And I would say European player, but it's beyond that. He will be the best European basketball player, but he's also going to overtake the likes of, hey man, you can look, I'm telling you, man, he is. He's going to overtake the like. I said what I said. Luka Doncic will be the best European basketball player to ever play the game at the end of this. And I say that because at 6'7", he's proven that he can do anything on the court. He's an amazing playmaker. It's not up for debate. He's an amazing scorer. It's not up for debate. His passing ability. The one knock I can really have on him is defensive. He kind of moves a little slow. But I think also part of that. Yeah, right. I think part of that is also like, don't be surprised if one of these days he just kind of sheds some of that fat, loses some of that weight. And he hits you with a whole new lean, mean Luka. Because at the end of the day, this dude can do whatever he needs. He's winning games for the Mavericks and they just shouldn't be winning. I honestly, you got Luka, Boban. That's my guy. I can't name that many Mavericks players. It's like, but at the end of the day, I give the Mavericks some type of respect because of what Luka can do for that team. I like Trae Young. I really do. I think he's an amazing scorer. He's very Curry-esque. But I think Luka is transcending the game. This one's going to hurt for me to say, but a little bit into what I wanted Ben Simmons to do. But Luka is doing that at 6'7". He's proving that he's got the passing ability. He can rebound the ball. He can play a little big if you need him to play. But that scoring ability is uncanny at 6'7".
There's only a few people when they cross the half-court line that you have to look at them like, this may go in the air, like right now. And they're trying to recover. There's only a few. Like when they cross you, Dame, when they cross you, like, he's not about to shoot it. He's not. Oh, he is. Oh, I got to recover. Trey has that gift, and Luka to some degree, maybe a little closer in, can even shoot like that. And I don't want it to just be like, oh, well, that's why he likes him and that's why he's choosing him because he can shoot from far away. Trey, I wanted Luka. You know, when the video started to circulate on social media about this 6'7" Euro guard, and I hate European players. You know, not like I don't know. They never pan out. You know, like what are they pan out? Like every one out of 10, and it's like every draft, here comes like 3 of them who were supposed to be like highly chosen, dragon bender. You know, and they're just supposed to be like amazing, and they come here and they just fall away. I didn't even know Dragon Bender's on the Warriors right now. I didn't even know that.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Wait.
Go look at him right now. He's on the Warriors right now. You know, and that's a top 3 pick. So they don't pan out. But when I saw Trey at Oklahoma, I knew that, you know, that's gonna resonate into that's something that Steph Curry made. Like Steph Curry, he's gonna do that. He's gonna be that type of player. Like you said, Curry-esque, you know, from the Steph Curry tree, all that. But Luka is, again, to what you said earlier when we were on the phone, if LeBron and Steph Curry came in the league at the same time, this would be the battle that they would have. And the fact that their draft was so close and intertwined the way it did, they're always going to be compared to each other, and they're always going to be, you know, like, who's doing better. But to make another point, and this is very disrespectful, Gus, and I really you upset me when you did this. Kristaps Porzingis is a Maverick. You couldn't think of Kristaps Porzingis?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. My face was like, I don't care, but then I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody who deserves a little recognition on the Mavericks and shout him out, I'm putting it up for him. Seth.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's a dog.
Listen, I didn't give respect for Steph Curry until he came to the Blazers.
Give him respect after the Blazers.
The Warriors. But, like, he did some stuff. But you know what the thing was? And, I mean, I'm a fan of a small market team, so I keep it a buck about just, like, small market team, just stuff. But, like, we couldn't afford to keep him. And so it was like, I knew we were going to lose him. And it's like, I want you to get the bag wherever you go. And he went back to the Mavericks. And, I mean, we're not going to do shit and come to bubble. Like, we don't even want to – we were the one team that said we didn't want to play. So, like, we're not going to do shit. So, like, I mean, obviously the big wigs. But, like, I'm interested to see what the Mavs can do for sure.
So let me first start off by apologizing to Kristaps and any of the few Mavericks fans out there in life. When I said what I said, you know, I wanted to prove a point, but I actually did think of Steph, but I didn't want to say him because I wanted my point to be driven across. So I just had to say Boban. But I definitely forgot about Kristaps. But regardless, I mean, my point still remains in that, yes, you know, Trey, you have to guard Trey. When he gets to half court, you need to man up because it's man down the second he crosses half court. But the reality of the situation is this is also why I think that at the end of the career, and I don't want to fall in love with potential, so I have a couple of things to say, but I think at the end of the career, he will be the best European basketball player. A lot of times, European basketball players don't pan out, but usually you can kind of tell within those first couple years for the most part. Every draft, it seems like at least 2 or 3 lottery picks are European players. And 9 times out of 10, nothing comes out of it. But you know that from the first season.
Yeah.
You have players like Ricky Rubio who kind of blossomed late, but I mean, we knew what he could do because of what he was doing in Spain. So we kind of knew once it transcended, it was going to transcend. Luka came in the league. I think people really forget. Like Luka was like 18, 19 when he first came in the league. He's been playing pro ball since he was like 15, 16. Yes, it's pro ball, and I believe he's Lithuanian. I don't mean no disrespect to where he's from, but at the end of the day, pro ball in the Europe, like those are still grown men.
Yeah. At
15, 16, he's playing against grown men. Yeah, he might only average a couple buckets, but if he's getting those minutes, he's learning. He's showing that in the NBA, his IQ is high. He's got an IQ that I remember when LeBron was younger. That's the one thing I always can never knock LeBron on. LeBron's IQ is always extremely high. I think Luka's IQ and the way he sees the court and the way the game is slowed down for him is ridiculous. The passes he makes in between, tight circles or tight windows, whatever the case may be, is crazy. Right. And I think that's the one thing that separates him and Trey. I think Trey has a very specific game where it's like he wants that. Like, that's my knock also on Curry. Curry is a very specific game. You know what he's going to do. When you add the playmaking ability of Luka and his scoring ability, and not just his scoring ability, but like he can hit you with a step back, the side step, the Euro. He's got moves. He got moves.com. You feel me? So at the end of the day, with Luka, I think he is more of a bigger catalog as a playmaker, and that's why I just kind of put him over Trey. And at 6, again, I'm at 6'7", stuff like that is just not fair.
And I will throw in really quickly that I think in this NBA, like the one thing that we have to come to terms with is that we've probably in our age have seen a lot of different versions of the NBA. We got like late 90s, we got the 2000s, and then we got actually probably mid 2000s, and now just like what it is right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was talking to like the group chat or if this is just like Dwar or someone else, but like guards right now, like guards aren't in. Like a 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot, like point guard who's like a scoring guard, like that doesn't do a lot for you right now in this NBA. And so you kind of need that type that's like a Luka who is bigger, who can do a little bit more. Like you need at least a small forward, power forward-ish type of guy who can do a lot, that can be your main guy, and then you put pieces around him. That's just kind of the NBA that we're in. I mean, hell, the Jokic Embiid conversation. They may not be like guards, but I mean, they're literally two centers who like mostly take shots. Like, I mean, Jokic is more face up, and Embiid is out here just throwing up threes. But
we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not starting this. We'll get on that topic. We will get on that topic. But we're not gonna slander him. We haven't even got to that point yet. We're on part 4, bro. Leave it on part 4.
Let me just defend my boy though. Trey is, to my fellow Hawks fans who are watching this, please find a way to reach out and speak to them and just tell them what we see in Trey. Let them know what we see in Trey. Let them know what Trey has done with the pieces that we've given him, as minute as they are. John Collins isn't really forming to be what maybe we would have liked him to be, being a 13th first-round pick, but he's coming into his own. He does well. Kevin Huerter, I see the image of a Atlanta Splash Brothers combination coming. I guess that could be what they're aiming for. But the Hawks don't be surprised. Let me not even say don't be surprised.
He about to say something.
Don't forget 6 years ago, 7 years ago, the Hawks streak was broken from making the playoffs. The Hawks had the longest streak in the playoffs in the East of making the playoffs. Nobody else consistently was making the playoffs.
Trae Young was in 2nd grade. What's the relevance, man?
This isn't a foundation like the Suns that is kind of just never used to being up there or in the playoffs, He's in a city that's gonna bring people. It's not a small market anymore. It's a big market,
right?
This is a city that's gonna bring in other people. He has young draft picks. Just give my boy some time. But I see Trae Young's game becoming something that when you have the Atlanta on your schedule, you're looking like, okay, Trey's finna give me 30, and Cam Reddish might give me 30, and Clint Capella's gonna give me 15 and 15, and John Collins over here might work me for 15 and 11, and then I go over here to DeAndre Hunter, who can also might give me 20 and 8. Like, it's a lot of pieces on this team that can really put something together and become something that can terrorize the East from the 76ers unstableness.
Look at the hope. Look at the hope.
Putting it out there. Unstable is unstable.
When he said the stats, I was like, look at the hope. Has Clint Capella played basketball since he got traded?
Not in the city of Atlanta. Make something very clear. And, this statement might haunt you, but I'm going to give you all the little B-base guy credit. Until Quavo gets a roster spot, Atlanta Hawks is not making no noise.
All right.
I'm making no noise, bro.
2 years playoffs. Higher than the 8th or the 7th seed. 6 and up.
All
Y'all
right, so
better get Quavo.
that right there, because we have receipts. This is recorded. This is going up on the
2
internet.
years
Like,
playoffs.
would have hit his social media in 2 years. Somebody like screen record this. Remember this. Hit him up when that doesn't happen in 2 years.
Supreme Nino. Hey, get my name like right here so we won't even forget it. Like I need them to know. 2 years, and when it happens in 2 years, don't come to me. Just tweet me a bird, a hawk. That's it. Don't say nothing else.
Just a bunch of pictures of hogs.
And don't cheer for us either. Don't cheer for us.
Oh man.
Shout out Jeff Teague, man.
Oh God. Oh, so many bad hogs. All right. So the next one that we're doing is this should be another pretty interesting one. One that I think is maybe a little bit more fair to Brendan Ingram, okay, versus Jason Tatum. So another bit of young guys here. Tatum is definitely getting to have a shine now that third eye open Kyrie is done on the team, and then Brandon Ingram with listen, I love you, Kyrie, Jersey, we here, but and then again Brandon Ingram now that he's on the Pelicans, obviously Zion and Lonzo, that's all the talk, but BI is definitely doing his thing, so stay tuned for that one. Again, for the umpteenth time, if you haven't checked out the previous ones, go do that. Subscribe to What You Expect. Subscribe to the YouTube. We out.